Alright, in this video we're going to look at another type of error that's more difficult. This is logical error. So obviously if you don't have the right condition, the program won't do the correct thing. What I have here now is correct is 34. User input starts off being something that's wrong. That's going to be what the user typed. So this stuff is not needed. I was just using that in the last file, last example in the last video. Okay. The way the program was supposed to work was initially user input was going to be wrong, so it would go in here and ask. What happens now? While user input equals correct, as long as they typed the correct thing, we would ask. That's the opposite of what you want. And so it never asks for the password. That's called a logical error. We're supposed to have not equal there. Let's go over in our file. Let's see, we had common syntax errors, and we'll go down and say common logical errors. And these are errors where your program will run, it just does the wrong thing. So this is wrong condition on if or while. Sometimes you get it like the opposite of what you really want. So that's a type of logical error. There's another type of logical error. Here's one where I accidentally have a string instead of the variable. What I really want is to look at the variable correct. But what if I accidentally put quotes around it? What happens? Okay, I get... Oh, that's good. That caught it. Okay, depending on the compiler, I actually wouldn't catch that. Alright, let's see what other types of logical errors. Maybe I forget to do the cin. If I forget to do the cin, what will happen? I output what is the passcode, I check the user input versus correct. Okay, so what do you think is going to happen? Let's try it. I just killed it by hitting Control-C. We get lots of these. If we look at the code, initially I set it up so that user input is wrong, so it goes in the loop. It's supposed to ask for the password, but I didn't actually input anything from the user. I just print this and check, and nothing changed. This is still going to be wrong. It gets down, okay, it does all this stuff, and then a while loop will go back up and check this. Is user input different than correct? Yes, it hasn't changed. What's happening here is I'm not actually taking anything from the user. So call this forget cin. More generally, if you have a while loop, you need to make sure that there is the possibility that the looping condition changes during the loop. Okay, so what I mean by that is the looping condition I have is user input not equal to correct. There has to be somewhere in this code that potentially changes that. And the spot where it is this cin user input. User input changes. That means this condition could change. But if I don't have user input changing, then nowhere in here does either of these change. That'll make an infinite loop. If it gets in here, it'll stay in here forever. You need to make sure with your while loop that there's the possibility that it changes. I think that'll be good enough for now. I'll come back with another video on more errors as needed.